How's it going, everybody? I'm just out here today at the elementary school, and we are going to be testing out a battery that I just bought for my iFlight ProTech 35. And basically what we're looking at is these are what I have been flying with, and the Pyro Drones 1256Ss, and what I'm trying is the R-Line Tattu 1300 4.0. So I'm going to see how well this one flies compared to the ones I've been using on my ProTech 35. And hopefully I get what I average about 4 minutes of flight time with a GoPro attached to the ProTech. I'm not going to put the GoPro on there today because I'm going to be using the GoPro to film with. And so usually I get roughly around 4.5 minutes of flight time without the GoPro. So between 4 and 4.5, we're going to see what happens with the R-Line. I don't like draining my batteries. Obviously, it's not good on the cells. So if I can avoid that at all costs, I will. So I don't usually, the 4 minutes usually leaves me around, if I'm not going super acrobatic with it and going all acro and everything, I get, I think, about 30% battery life left after a flight. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna just time it on my goggles so I can kind of see while I'm flying, and then once I'm done flying, we'll see what the comparisons are between the two batteries for this drone. So again, we're starting with what I've been using, which is the Pyro Drone 1256S, and we're going to finish with the R-Line Tattu 1300 4.0. So let's get this thing up in the air and see what it does. Okay, so that first flight took me roughly about 4 minutes, and I think it was like 25 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, so about 4.5. We'll just call it 4.5. And all I did was some light cruising around. I didn't do anything too spectacular. I did one quick zip across the little soccer field thing over there. So and that was on the Pyro Drone battery. So now we're about to try the Tattu R-Line 1300. So we'll see how that does. And again, I'm just going to do a quick little cruise around at 4.5 minutes, and then when I throw these on the balancer, the charger, we'll see what percentage these things have left when I'm done. And so then we'll kind of have an idea as to what we're getting, you know, roughly between 4.5 minutes, how much juice we have left to work with. And mind you, that is also without any payload, like a GoPro or any type of action camera attached. So that should kind of give us a baseline to go off of. So let's get this thing attached, hooked up, and start flying it, and then we'll get back home and put it on the charger and see what we come up with. Okay, so I just finished flying the R-Line Tattu battery, 4.5 minutes around this schoolyard, and I will tell you what I did notice here right off the bat. The Tattu battery is actually really cool. It's not near as warm to the touch as the Pyro Drone batteries get. I noticed when I was cruising the other day with the Pyro Drone batteries that by the time I was done with my flight, they were not hot, but they were warm. These, I was kind of surprised, were actually not as hot. So that's a plus. So there's that. The only downside to these batteries compared to the Pyro Drone batteries is that you're going to pay more for the Tattu R-Line batteries. I think they're obviously better quality. They can withstand a bit more of a beating, you know, as far as rapid discharge, and when you're, especially if you're racing, things like that. They don't overheat as much, so that's good there. Don't get me wrong, Pyro Drone is a good battery. It's better if you're just cruising. So Cinewhoop's probably better because it won't overheat as much. But if you're racing, I would not use a lower grade battery. Nothing against Pyro Drone. Pyro Drone company has been fantastic to me. I love the rest of their stuff too. But if you're really needing to get some performance out of your batteries without having to worry about damaging them, I'm going to recommend that you use the R-Line Tattu batteries. And I believe this is the version 4.0, and I believe they actually have a new version out now, 4.5. And again, these are 6S with the XT60 adapters on the end. So yeah, so I'm going to go home and I'm going to plug both these in on the discharger balancer, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to see what the percentage is left on each one, being that they were flown basically the same style and also at the same time, you know, the same timing on each battery. So yeah, so we'll go home, check that out, and see what we get. So I checked the percentage of both batteries when I got hit back home here, and it looks like they both still came out at 38%, both being flown about the same style and at the same time format, so 4.5 minutes on each battery. So when I plugged them into the charger, they're both at 38% exactly. And the only difference is, like I said, you're going to look at price difference. The battery on the R-Line does not overheat as much, and you get a lot more pep, a lot more zip out of that R-Line battery. So if you're looking for something that has a lot of punch to it, the Tattu R-Lines are your best bet in performance-wise. If you're looking for a budget battery that will do the job, then definitely go with something like the Pyro Drone batteries. So that's all I got now. I hope this was helpful to you in some way in kind of deciding on what batteries to buy for your drone. If it did help you out in any way, please like, share, subscribe. Definitely helps with the algorithm here on YouTube, and it helps me out a lot. So, till next time, fly frosty.